Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Welcome to the Real Female Entrepreneurs. Our next guest doesn't just make podcasts, she makes waves. She's the CEO, founder of Make Your Mark podcast agency, and high energy host of the Make Your Mark podcast. She's on a mission to turn podcasts into global money making machines. Oh, we need that. Using cutting edge AI in vibrant communities. When the world went virtual, she landed 100 interviews in 60 days and flipped rejection into rocket fuel. Now she's teaching podcasters how to master guesting, monetizing smartly, because you can monetize, but it cannot be smart, and build shows that last. Please help me welcome the amazing fireball herself, Kay Suthar. Welcome, Kay.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. You're so much fun. We just spoke for a little bit. Okay, there's so much in my brain going on. I want to know. There is. I want to know, first off, what made that switch between even becoming an entrepreneur? Because what were you doing before?
I was doing so many things before. So I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, right? So I found that I was going through life and just saying yes to whatever came my way, right? One of the things was like being an MMA fighter. I was like, yeah, I love beating the shit out of people. Why the hell not, right? Let's do this, right? Then I became a police officer, right, in London for about 6.5 years. Then I decided to do something completely different as well. Everything that I did was completely different to the next, right? Then I was like, I want to get into events and went into event management. Then I was like, right, okay, now I want to do sales. Then was a back of room closer, right, for many entrepreneurs, right? And now I've become a podcaster. And then before that, I was in corporate, right? So I was working in colleges, I was working in magistrates' courts because I'm a law and criminology graduate as well. Um, I was a sign language interpreter for deaf children. Like the list goes on, right? And so when the pandemic happened, and I was like, right, what are we going to do now? And that's when I decided, like, do you know what? I have been making so many other people money, making them rich. And I kind of went into the shadows and I was like, right, no, this has got to change. I've got ideas. I want to make a change in the world. I want to help others. And I'm like, and I'm going to do that by using my voice because you know what? My mother's always told me for a little person, you're really loud.
I think you told me you're 4'11". Am I right?
Yes, right. I'm 4 foot 11. And people are so shocked by that when they see me, right? Especially my clients. I work with them virtually. They're like, "Oh my goodness, we thought you were like 6 foot tall and you're like this small." I'm like, "Yes," right? But I love it.
So, okay, MMA fighter. Oh my God. I can
Mhm.
only imagine that. That had to be fun.
That was so much fun, right? And so, as a child or teenager, honestly, I was getting up to all sorts of trouble, right? I was always getting into fights, right? Because I'm like, no, you ain't gonna tell me anything. Like, I have my own mind. I'm gonna do whatever, right? And always getting into fights and everything. And so that it just kind of felt normal to, all right, let's do MMA. Let's practice how to do this the right way and kick butt, right? So much fun. And I'm someone that um I pick things up on when it comes to anything physical, right? I can pick things up. That's why I did the sign language, right? When it comes to theory based, I'm totally bad at it. Anything practical, I'm really, really good and I pick it up really well. And so I decided to do MMA fighting. Absolutely loved it. I mean, I caused all sorts of injuries to myself, right? Bruised every part of me. I'm telling you, right? But I loved it. In the end, I ended up in hospital because I had a spinal injury. One morning I woke up and could not lift my neck off the pillow. I was in a, yeah, I had a whole collar thing going on. I was on steroids. And the doctor basically told me if you continue, you're gonna end up being paralyzed in a wheelchair.
Oh my word.
Right. So at that point, I stopped. I had to stop. Right. So then I was like, what the hell am I gonna do now? And then the bright idea was become a police officer. That's the next best thing.
Well, beat people up who are bad, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? So I wanted to be a superhero when I was younger. The idea was I'm going to be recruited and become a Marvel superhero, or I'm going to become the fifth Ninja Turtle. One of them, right? And I was like, this plan could not go wrong. I've got an A plan and a B plan. Then as I got older, I realized that's not even a real thing. And I was like, damn, what do I do now?
I get it. Oh my word. I can actually see all of these things taking place in your life. I can visualize them. I mean, I can even see the sign language. I mean, you had to do something I can see you selling at events behind. Oh my God. You must have rocked that out. You had to rock that out like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize how much I liked selling until I was doing it. When someone said to me and approached me like, "Why don't you do selling from the back of the room?" I'm like, why would I want to do that? People hate salespeople. I remember when I was younger, we had salespeople knocking on our door. We would hide and not open the door, right? Like, why would I want to do that? And so, and then someone came up to me and they were like, "Well, at the last few events you were at and you wasn't selling, this is how much the salespeople earn." And I was like, okay, sign me up. I'm selling, right? And I kind of learned how to do sales, how to talk to people. Also, I had to learn new habits and break the old ones because I went in there with a police officer mindset, right? My stance was police officer mindset, right? Like positioning, everything. And they were like, you cannot walk into an event like that. You cannot walk around like that. You're not approachable. I'm like, what do you mean? This is what people do. Like, that's all I knew, right? And they're like, all right, we want you to start talking to people, find out a bit about them, right? RXing is what we call it. And so I was like, okay. So I went over to people and I was like, what's your name? What do you do? Are you married? Do you have kids? How many kids do you have? How long have you been working? And they're like, what are you doing? I was like, you told me to talk, right? Yeah. I was literally interrogating them. And I was like, you told me to talk to them. That's what I'm doing. I was like, no, you're interrogating them. And I didn't understand what the difference was because that's all I knew. So it was a lot of learning new habits and breaking old ones for sure. But it was so much fun. And then eventually I became the number one closer in the company.
Oh, I can see that. But yeah, you're very competitive. You're very competitive. I love that. Okay. Everything you've learned so far, if you were to write yourself a letter for when you were 18, what would you put in it?
Um, to stop dimming my light just because other people feel smaller or feel in the shadows, right? Like I will tell myself, you are meant to be on stage, you are meant to own the mic, you're meant to own the room. So just freaking go for it and don't worry about how everyone else feels around you.
Yeah, just do it. I mean, because we always have all these naysayers going blah, 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 and critics and on and on and
Mhm.
on. But I mean, we just
Absolutely.
need to own our own stage. That visibility is key. That is like what I love to teach is visibility. You have to have it.
Absolutely. But the thing is, I think when you're younger, right, you're like, oh my goodness, you don't like what they're going to think about me, what they're going to say, what pe people are going to be talking, right? And I think we get into that whole mindset of we got to be careful of what we say when in fact, no, like your journey, your experience, you've earned your freaking stripes, right? Like just be you, be genuine. Who gives a toss, right? Because you're going to draw in the right people when you are just you. And so stop, don't dim your light, just be you and keep going and don't worry about what everyone else is saying.
So I'm going to back up a minute and let's talk about rejection. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I'm the queen of getting 100 straight no's. I can do that in a heartbeat. I've done it before. I have got the t-shirt for it, everything. However, being sales in the back for the event, I know you got rejected in the beginning with your interrogation that you did. And also, also in the beginning of getting on podcasts, do you mind talking about those or any other rejections that have come up?
Okay. So yes, I've been rejected several times, several different places, even when I went for jobs, right? When in corporate world where they were like, no, like you're not good enough, you're not this, you're not that, whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm not good enough for you, but I'll be good enough for somebody else. Right. And so yeah, I got loads of rejections in the beginning when it came to sales. For sure. But it was not it's something that can be taught, right? And if you're willing to be open and understand what it means to have conversations with people, communicating, the right way to communicate, body language, all those things, these are skills that I picked up along the way. And I was like, oh my goodness, like life can be completely different when you understand what business, right? What sales is all about. And at the end of the day, if you don't have sales in your business, you don't have a business, you have a hobby, right? And so the way I looked at rejection was okay, I didn't get that sale. And I used to go to people and say, this is what's happened, this is what's going on, this is what I said, this is what they said. What can I change? Right. So I always ask questions. And I remember my sales manager always saying to me, you're the only one that asks questions on the team.
Mhm.
Right. And the funny thing is I was the only one on the team that didn't come from a sales background at all. Everyone else had 10 years, 20 years experience, right? And they were like, so, like, how are you doing this? And I was like, it's because I'm asking questions because I'm totally new to this world. I don't understand it. So, the only way I'm going to learn is by asking questions, right? What I can do better. And so I got more and more coaching because they were like, okay, you're really into this. You're asking questions. Let's pour more into you, right? And I'm like, this is freaking A. And then getting sales coming through, right? And then becoming the one person that always gets the high ticket sales at every event that she went to, right? Selling 100K, 150K. And I'm like, damn, this is easy. Why did no one tell me about this before? Right? So it was like, that's a win. When it came to podcasting, right? When I first started trying to get booked on podcasts, like I wouldn't even get a no, right? It wasn't a rejection, a no. It was just nothing, tumbleweed, right? And I'm like, well, how am I meant to ask feedback from not getting any response? And I'm like, there's got to be a way. And so you got to have resilience. You can't take no for an answer. Now, I'm super competitive and I'm super stubborn, right? Like I'm gonna be number one at everything that I do, right? And so there's no like, oh, this didn't work and I'm not going to do it anymore. No, I'm going to freaking do it and I'm going to win, right? So I will keep on going because of my stubbornness and how competitive I am. There's no like no as an answer. That's not an answer to me, right? And so in order to get over that rejection, you got to keep going. You got to believe in yourself. No one's going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself,
Yeah.
right? So screw the rejections, right? That's just a learning lesson. Keep going until you get the yes.
That, at failure is what brings you to be higher in what you do and to become the best at what you do and be willing to fail and say, okay, I'm going to keep doing this until I'm not failing.
But do you know what? I don't see it as a failure. But when you see it as a failure, you see it as a negative. When you
Right.
see it as, oh, a lesson to learn, I didn't know that, right? Now it's a positive and you can keep moving forward. I've not failed at anything. I've just learned lessons.
Perfect. Thank you. That's what I wanted. All right. So you've already given us so many nuggets on game changers. So what else is it that maybe you've done that shifted your business growth that maybe somebody said, oh, don't do that. It's not going to be worth your time or whatever.
Oh, okay. So what have I done? So what one of the things that I've learned is learn to say no. It's
Mm.
okay to say no, right? You don't have to say yes to everything. I know there's gurus and coaches that say yes, tell their clients, say yes to everything. I'm like, no, you've got to be very particular, right? Because where you show up, how you show up, it all coincides with your brand, who you are, right? And so if you end up working with someone that doesn't have a very good reputation, guess what? That will break everything that you have built. So you got to do your homework, your due diligence, and make sure the people that you are working with, that you're partnering with, collaborating with, are people that it's going to be a win-win, right? So it's okay to start saying no's, and if you say no more often, that's okay too.
Yeah. Saying no is key. Oh my God. Boundaries. Oh,
Yeah. Hmm.
boundaries. I know that's a word that's being thrown out right now, but boundaries is a key for you to protect your energy and your
Yeah,
time. Definitely.
absolutely. And when you're in business, right, the people around you, you're gonna learn more about them, right? This is another thing, right? There's people that come into your life for certain periods because there's a lesson you have to learn, right? There's some people that are there for life. But one of the things is the more you become successful, the more you learn about your circle, and a lot of them you will actually outgrow,
Yep.
right? And that is normal. That's okay. And it's okay to walk away, right? Even if you have known them from 20 years, right? It's all right to walk away. Do not stunt your growth just to make everybody else around you happy.
Yep. I find entrepreneurs have a tendency they have to keep getting their circle smaller.
Yes.
Their
Yeah.
circle ends up being smaller than what
Mm-hmm.
but everybody else. They have these long, 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 long lost friends that have been with them forever. Now, do I have friends that I could call and say blah 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 from 40 years ago? Yeah, definitely. However, do I talk to them all the time? No, but because my circle's smaller.
Absolutely. And that's okay. Like you only want a small circle of friends. You don't want to do when you do younger and you have like a group of 20 of you going out everywhere like that. That's not what you want. You want tight, good friends, a small circle that will tell you straight, right? You want those raw, real, straight people around you. You don't find many of them. When you find them, you grab hold of them.
Yeah, just to be honest and go, oh, no, please don't
Yeah.
wear that. No.
Absolutely.
All right. What's one myth about entrepreneurship you wish people would kick to the curb and stop believing? Oh my God, there's so many. Which one is
Oh
yours?
my goodness. Okay. You don't need to be perfect to be on camera. You
Oh,
don't need to be a BBC presenter or a news journalist or anything like that and speak prim and proper and look all polished to be on camera, to be ready to lead and to get your voice out there. Just be you. Oh, that gets on my nerves. That really does.
and so what you have to do, and I'm just going to add to that, is you have to block out the naysayers that say something to you that, oh, your hair was out of place. Oh my God, you look chunky in that. Or, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. Get rid of it. The simple
Yeah.
reason. I mean, it happens to me. I get it, guys. I mean, I'm sure it happens to you, Kay, because guess what?
Do you know what? The thing is, it all matters. It does all matter because there'll be times when I'm coaching a client and I'm in the kitchen, I've got my hoodie on and I'm coaching, right? Then I'm on stage presenting with my power suit on, right? Then I go on camera when I just come out of gym with sweat dripping down, my face glistening, and it doesn't matter because people don't care about those things. They care about you helping them get results. That's it.
That's it. What can you bring to the table for them? They have a sign. What is it you can do for me? Period.
Yeah,
That's all they care about
exactly.
is themselves.
Yes.
How you gonna make me do or get or be blah 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 blah? How you fill in that blank is the answer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love that. You're just so authentic. I love the authenticity, guys. You just have to know she's authentic. I love it. All right. Oh, balancing life with life situations. We all have this different situations. How do you balance the beautiful chaos of business with the beautiful chaos of life?
All right. So I don't really believe in balancing, but it's got to be a blend,
Thank God.
right? Yeah, it has to be a blend because there's going to be certain moments in your life where you're going to be focusing on your business because you've got a launch coming up, right? But then there's going to be certain times of your business, like I'm a carer for my mum, right, who's got rheumatoid arthritis. She has so many different appointments. There are days where she's not able to get out of bed in the mornings, right? This is the reason why I don't do any calls in the morning because that's the time that I got to take care of mum because she's worse off then, right? So that in the mornings I take care of her, make her breakfast, make sure she's ready, she's settled, all that kind of stuff. And then I do my calls and whatever I got to do in the afternoon, right? So it's not having a balance, but it's having a blend of everything that's going on in your world and understanding there's going to be times in your life where you got to focus on personal things and then focus on business and just getting that blend correct whenever you need to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, life is messy. We all have different things. Some of you have children that you have to deal with, and husbands you have to deal with. Some of you have husbands, children, and parents you have to deal with. We are back raising our parents, and we're in another
Yeah,
generation now that's actually doing that. We're like the middle people trying to make it all stick together. It's
yeah, for
fun.
sure.
All right. What advice would you have for your female entrepreneurs who are maybe in the middle of a mess? You've been in business a while. You've seen a lot of entrepreneurs. They're in the middle of a mess. They're ready to throw in the towel. It's done. They're over. What
Okay,
suggestions you
so
have for them?
do you know what? If you're on the edge, freaking jump. If you're in the middle of a mess, keep going, right? Because it was those times that I got to a point where, like, screw it, I ain't doing it anymore, I'm done. And then guess what? Something happens and the answer comes along, and you're like, what the hell, right? So it's those moments that you go in when you're like at your lowest, the darkest moments, and all of a sudden you get the answer that you've been waiting for, right? So if you're on the edge, jump. If you're in the middle of a mess, then keep on going because the answer is really, really close.
Okay, if they're on the edge, jump. What does that mean? Do
Yes.
something or quit?
No, it means do something, right? If you're on the edge, go ahead and jump and do something, right? There might be an opportunity. There might have been that answer that you've been waiting for, like, and you're scared, or you're like, oh my God, should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Like, just freaking go for it, right? Take that leap, take that jump, because you never know. At the end of the day, what are you gonna lose? Right? So just go for it, jump. And if you're in the middle of it, right, and you're like, oh my goodness, scattered, and you don't know what to do, or what's going on, or whatever, like, talk, like, think about what your gut's telling you. Always go with your gut. Your gut never steers you wrong, right? If there's several opportunities, your gut will tell you which one to go with. And you know what? At the end of the day, if you make a bad choice, you make a bad choice. You learn a lesson from it. Move on. All you can do is just keep moving.
Yep. All right, what about future sneak peek for you? What is there coming up for you that we need to keep an eye out on?
Okay, so we do have an in-person event coming along in London, and guess what it's called? The Edge, right? Right.
Perfect.
It is called The Edge, right? And it's about standing out in a crowded market because the online business, right? Like it's so noisy. It's really noisy. And so you've got to do things differently to stand out from a crowd. We also have a global pod room that's available as well, and it's getting bigger and bigger from people all over the world where you're around podcasters and people in the podcasting industry and people that want to know other people. And so if you're thinking about like getting into podcasting, whether it's guesting or launching your own podcast and you're not too sure what direction, what's important is a circle of people around you, your environment, right? You'll get the answers that way. And oh my goodness, there's so many more of the things that's coming up next year as well. Things we're doing collaborations with US, with UK, like all sorts of different things. Like just keep your eyes peeled because we're doing some things that are completely different and completely insane. I mean, like people are going to be like, "What the hell is going on now? What the hell is Kay doing now?" And that's exactly the impression I want to make.
And I also feel that if you're an entrepreneur and do not have a podcast, oh
Hmm.
my God, we have to get you into podcasting. You have to follow Kay. You have to get on every Wednesday. She has a new episode. Am I right about that, Kay?
That's
Okay.
right. Yep. Every Wednesday, 7 a.m. EST, a new episode is dropped. And we have guests. I do solo episodes as well. A lot of them are guests because I just like talking to people, right?
Hello.
And you learn from other people as well, right? Because your network is your net worth at the end of the day, right? So why not use podcasting to get to know people globally as well? So you get so many different golden nuggets from different people that are expertise in different parts of business. It's all about business.
Guys, it's all about, okay, tell me if I'm right. Collaboration, OPP, other people's people. That is how you're going to grow. You don't know where your next person's coming from. I'm going to tell you now. It's coming from other people's people. Correct?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And that's exactly what I've done to build my own network. I've built my network in the US, right, from knowing other people, even just asking, right? Oh, you know that person, could you do an introduction? Right. And it's funny because now I'm in the UK and growing my market in the UK, and I'm like, I'm from the UK, born and raised in the UK, and I know no one here. I know more people in the US than I do people in the UK, right? And I'm like, what the hell? And so I feel like I'm starting from scratch in the UK, but using the exact same method, right? Other people's people, right? To get to know and build my network that way to the point that we're half sold out on our event for the Edge within 48 hours of it going live.
Yeah.
Right? Which is exciting, but it is all about the power of other people's network as well. And don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah. Ask away. You just never know what's going to happen, guys. You have to have a podcast and you need Kay. Trust me on this. All right. Unexpected. I think this will be fun. We already know she was a police officer. Shocker at 4'11. An MMA fighter. Oh my God. I could only picture these bitch. I have to see these pictures eventually. Um, I want you to tell us one thing that's going to surprise us that most people don't know.
One thing that's going to surprise you that no one knows. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's always been one superpower I've always wanted, right? Yeah.
Okay.
One superpower I've always remember I wanted to be a superhero, so I thought about this, right? Time and time again, right? How this is going to work. I've always wanted to teleport,
Okay.
right? Because I want to be everywhere, right? When you are a podcast and when you're getting out there, you want to get out there on a global scale, not just local. You don't want to just be local. You want to be global. And so I was like, I've always wanted to teleport, right? Whether it's a click of a finger, whether I shimmer, but it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, I wake up one morning, I want to go for an Italian for lunch. Let's go to Italy, right? Like be able to teleport to Italy, right? And then at the same time be back home for 8 p.m. so I can be in bed because I'm not a night person. I'm totally a morning person, right? Like
Okay.
being able to do that. How much time would I save for not getting on flights and waiting for the flight and at the airport and the travel? And then how much money would I save for not having to pay for tickets and if I can teleport? It works.
I can just see you. Poof. Oh wait, Angel, I'm going to New Orleans. Poof.
Right, it would be absolutely amazing. Like that is my yeah superpower that I'll always want. If there's a way that anyone can like share that with me and how I can do that, let me know.
She is game. She is ready. She's on the move. I got it. Okay, I really think this is going to be so much fun. Your pump up anthem song that gets you moving and grooving.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Let's Get Loud by Jennifer Lopez. Like,
I
oh my goodness.
love
Right?
that song.
I Yeah, right. I could listen to it all day long. I'll be jumping. I'll be all sorts of things doing ridiculous moves, right? And but they're my moves, so it's all good. Pretending I've got a concert going on in my bedroom, and I'm singing. I'm J-Lo at that point, right? That is my song.
Oh my God, I love that because the simple reason is you actually got my song that I walk off stages with. That's what I walk off
Stop it.
stages with. Get loud.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
There, yeah. So we'll be jumping together on that one. All right, books. Books. Can you go ahead and tell me about a book book or whatever?
Yeah, so my favorite book that I never forget when I was in Bali, when I was living in Bali on the beach, and I could not put this book down, even though I was in paradise, it was called The Go-Giver,
Mm.
right? Now, it's a small book. I li literally read it in half a day, right? In between getting my hair done and being on the beach, and and I could not put this book down. People were asking me like, "You have been stuck to that book all morning. Like, what is it about? What's going on?" I'm like, "It's freaking awesome." But it literally is about understanding people, right? When you give, you get back so much more. Like, don't be in a fear of just giving, because like karma, it's going to come back to you hundredfolds more. And when I read this book in the different scenarios, I was like, wow, this is the key. This is it. So if you haven't read The Go-Giver, go and read it. It's so funny because I actually did a post about The Go-Giver, and the author responded back to me, right? And he actually came onto my podcast. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Had to be an amazing post.
Yeah, for sure. I was like, testimonial about the book, loved it so much. Author found it, and magic happened.
I love magic. And you're so right about give. It comes back to you guys 100-fold and some.
For sure, right? And people are scared. They're like, oh, they don't want to give, or they're giving too much. Like, you can never give too much. Never ever, right? You can't be in that scarcity mode because that's where you're blocking yourself. So start giving, and it will work magic for you.
Give. All right. Words to live by, a quote.
Oh my goodness. So the quote. So there's two disciplines in the world, right? Two disciplines, right? And you got to choose what these two disciplines are. Is it the point of regret,
Mm.
or is it a point of being strong enough to just keep on going, right? Because the last thing that you want is to lay there 20, 30, 40, 50 years ahead and regret the things that you didn't do, right? So it doesn't matter if it's a good idea or a bad idea. If it's an idea, do it. Do not be left with the regrets of the things that you didn't do, because most of the times that's what happens. You regret the things that you didn't do, not the things that you did.
Hmm. Wow. That's amazing. All right. You ready for the next one?
Yes.
Because we all have a tendency to run on empty. We push ourselves a lot
Okay.
sometimes.
Yeah.
How do you get out the funk? What motivates you?
So I put my anthems on and dance around like a crazy person, right? That tends to yeah, that tends to get me out of my funk. Or I call the people in my circle that will give it to me straight and talk to them, have a conversation with them, and they will get me out of my own headspace. Be like, what the hell are you talking about, Kay? Like, look at the things that you've done. What do you mean you haven't done enough or whatever? Right? Whatever it is that you're thinking about, like they'll get you out of your phone. So those two things, dancing around, crazy person in my room, in my house, don't matter. If you want to get naked, do what you got to do. Uh, right? Or speak to people in your circle that's going to give it to you straight. Two main things.
That is amazing. All right. You have so many nuggets. Everybody needs to connect with you. Everybody needs their own podcast. I mean, I'm just shooting straight from the hip. So, what is the best way for them to stay connected with you?
Okay, so I am on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook, as K Suthar. They can connect with me there as well. But also, I've got a special something for your audience too, right?
Mhm.
And so what's happened last year, I noticed there's so many myths, so many fibs going around the podcasting industry, the world. People, coaches telling their own clients do not podcast. It doesn't work, right? Things like that, right? Only because it hasn't worked for them. And I'm like, well, what they need is to get a coach to show them how it works, right? Instead of telling their clients not to do it. Like, hello. And so I've put together the podcast what the fuck moments. And what that is it literally is screenshots and all sorts of things that have been going around in 2024 where I'm putting people straight and letting people know you don't have to have fear in these sections. This is wrong. These are the steps that you need to follow, and you're going to be absolutely fine. It's a weekly email series that gives you these golden nuggets so people can abolish those myths and understand how to actually make this work. And all they need to do is go to ksuthar.com/WTF.
Can you say it one more time?
Yes. If you go to ksuthar.com/WTF.
Oh my God. All right. Only you could give the most amazing mic drop there is out there in the world. Do you mind giving us an ending statement that you'd love to share with all the female entrepreneurs out there?
Yeah. So, do you know what? Females out there, you got to get your voice. You got to get your voice out there. There's no such thing as being visible and being invisible. Okay. In order to make the money, you need to be visible. If you want to be silent and be hidden, you're going to be broke. Let me tell you that now. Like, you got to get yourself out there. There's so much competition, there's so much noise, and you got to be the loudest right now in a good way. Okay. Got to be the loudest. And so don't be scared. Do not let fear hold you back and just go for it. It's not going to be the perfect the first time. You don't want it to be. Okay? Just be you. If you make those mistakes, let me tell you actually. Can I tell another story?
100%.
Is that okay?
100%.
All right. So what happened to me was when I first started, right? I had no clue. I was just going on a whim. I didn't know what was working, what wasn't working. And I tried to be perfect to the point I was creeping people out because all I was doing this and talking and wasn't doing anything else because I thought I had to keep smiling. And it was creepy, right? Creepy. And so when I spoke on this particular stage in London, talking about podcasting, and there was a group of I think about 100 people in the audience, and did the event. A month later, I got a response from either social media or email from someone in the audience saying to me, "You spoke about podcasting at this event." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "But I didn't buy your program." I'm like, "Okay, no problem." And he goes, "I want to go and do my due diligence on you." So I was like, "Okay, great." He goes, "But I wasn't interested in the podcast episodes you were doing now. I wanted to know what you were like before." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness." So I was like, "Okay, what do you think about them?" And he goes, "You were awful. Like it was so bad." Right? And I was like, "Yeah, I know." And he was like, "Well, if you were that bad when you started and now you're speaking on stages, I know I have to get coaching from you." And he became a 25K client.
Mhm.
Right?
Yep.
And so this is what I'm saying. Do not be perfect. People don't want that. They want to see your journey. They want to see your progress because if you can do it, then they can relate to it and they want what you have. Then it gets so much easier. The sales get easier. So just be you. Be bad if you need to be bad. Doesn't matter. Get started and it will come back to you 100 times over.
And that's why your song is Let's Get Loud. Let's
Absolutely.
All right, Kay, you have been an absolute pleasure having you on here. Oh my God, you have to come back. We're going to do events together. This is going to be a blast. I love our collaboration. Mwah.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been awesome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.